wing, son of, and of course Trent Burgoyne floating around as well. So the Powers' future will be bright with some of these young talent players both taking the rookie draft. There's a bit of AFL talent on the field, Graham.
Watch for number 16 too, Jake Wiedemann. That's Wayne Wiedemann's son, the legendary Crows player. A bit of a cult figure there for a couple of years, but let's see how it goes.
So it's Hayes and Hanneth. Partington's in there as well, Brett Turner. Here we go, down at ACH Group Stadium. There's Partington. First clearance hits Mackenzie on the chest. Bit of pressure applied by Pink. A big crowd forms.
Good clearance, that's what you want.
Fast.
The first clearance and fast movement of the ball, particularly on Glenelg over, because you can score very quickly.
Yeah, she's a good track. Rucks lock arms again. Farrell on the edge. Martini, he's pumping this one to the hot spot. Hosey can't get a run at it. He goes at ground level again. Tackle is applied. Under pressure, Motlop's got the ball in a bit of space. He backtracks. Hitting the pack hard is Farrell. Well done. He's a left footer by trade. Just dumps that one on the right. Here's Virgin, his first touch in the early going. Pepper lays a tackle on Allen.
Yeah, good tackle.
And is paid. Well done. Good early pressure by the Maggies. We'll go to Dylan Williams.
You can't break the tackle. You've got to give it first time.
So Dylan Williams, pick 23 in the 2019 draft. Heads to centre wing. A free kick's paid to Pete Laddams.
See, Pete Laddams back here with Sam Hayes. That's going to give an enormous advantage in ruck.
Yeah, it's a dynamic duo. Here's Farrell on the outside. Schofield's got a bit of room, pumps it to the hot spot, dropping back in there courageously. I think it was Bradley. Not big on size, but big on courage. The little man, former captain Andrew Bradley, forces a contest about 25 metres out from the Maggies' goal.
Two rucks up then. It's unusual to see that, isn't it?
So here's the snap from Williams on the left boot. Looks pretty good. The first one of the night to Dylan Williams. The Maggies on the board.
Well, it's a result.
Window fully pinated? Some insurers don't have an option to fix it excess free. But luckily, Amy does.
Well, that's the result of good ruck work. We've got two big ruck in Port Adelaide in Laddams and Hayes, and it was a good ruck, a good knock to advantage, pounced on by Williams, and a pretty good snap actually. Glenelg wouldn't have want that. They went into attack early. The Port Adelaide rebounded. Kane Farrell very busy early.
Tidy left foot from Dill Williams. Highly rated too, just hasn't been able to crack it into the power side just yet. Hayes wins that one. Pepper bullocking through and breaks the tackle. Rockcliffe, one of the great accumulators we've seen. He heads wide and he's got Jake Westbrook in a bit of space now. Onto the right, boot a tidy little ball. Just punched away from Burgoyne.
Yeah, that centre clearance again. Sam Pepper's on a mission.
And so he should be too,
Tommy Rockcliffe just a little bit indirect. You'd like to see him go more direct with his disposal, wouldn't you?
He's got the experience, Pepper. He's a super talented young man. And he's come back from a bit of time away from the club. Getting everything back on track. He's moved in with Hamish Hartlett after a couple of years with Trav Boak.
Well, obviously. Expect to see some tats.
Well, there's Hayes again out of the ruck. The hospital handball. Martini tries to gather. He can't. There is Pepper. Laddams, a one-hander. Glenelg under a bit of pressure now. The clearing ball just to relieve some of that. It might come back. Hayes can't judge. Fist over the back, and the Tigers just content for that to trickle out of play on the outer side.
Port Adelaide are on. Glenelg got a game on their hand. I mean, they would have expected it, but I think they would have thought their form would have given them an advantage. But Port Adelaide went into contested ball at the moment.
So thrown in, the Maggies dominating the early going. Glenelg haven't made the most of their forays forward just yet. Mackenzie punches away in front of McBean and will get another throw in. So pretty good crowd, Cornsey, on a wonderful Saturday night.
Well, it's beautiful conditions. Ground's in good nick. Lights are good.
Could be a bit brighter when we're looking at players 150 metres away.
I bought some binoculars.
A man of great experience. Did you walk down?
No, I drove down.
So the Maggies again able to clear. Williams again in front of Virgin. Virgin there just to pop that one out of play again. So it's been played between the two 50s at this stage. Dylan Williams the only meaningful scoring shot on goal. Kicked truly in the early going. Game yet to break out and reach any sort of heights. Hayes, decisive this time. Big pack of players around. Martini could have been taken high, wasn't. Rockcliffe. Now the Maggies can go forward. Sutcliffe. Burgoyne has to wait under one. Should get a free kick. Didn't. There's Pal Pepper. Mops up. Under pressure. The kick comes tumbling forward. They've got the numbers. Farrell dropped what he should have taken. Pal Pepper swings onto the right boot. He's offline.
Oh, he's looking very
it's Sutcliffe.
dangerous.
Might be Sutcliffe, actually.
Well, they both got bald heads, but but
It was the skipper.
Sam Pal Pepper is very busy at the moment. Matthew Snook's trying to get on top of him, or run with him, but at the moment he's off the leash.
Yeah, he's doing a bit of damage. Rockcliffe's lurking around there. Partington too. Leanett does well. Hands it over straight to McBean, and then just coughs it straight back. So a little untidy. Rockcliffe not 15. Ball on the outer side again. Just doesn't hit a target. There's Farrell, that traditional left boot. Geez, he's got a big kick on him. Laddams flies, can't gather. The mark claimed but not paid by Sermon. Snap comes again. Getting back on the line to knock it over was Allen.
Well, Port Adelaide doing all the attacking. Glenelg need to get hold of the ball. They probably need to just slow it down for a second if they can maintain possession for a little while. But at the moment, Port Adelaide doing a lot of damage except on the scoreboard.
So Durden just goes for distance. Hanneth can't mark. Again, another inside 50 for the Maggies, although this one out on the full.
He's doing some damage. Number 17, Dylan Williams. Well,
Williams in the 23.
So that was
Westbrook.
Westbrook, sorry.
There you go. As we said, we're 150 metres away from that far side. Here's Allen. Did they have your car park ready?
They did, yes. I did claim it's a car park.
Why not? So a scrappy ball. Partington gathers well. Great tackle by Pal Pepper. Again, Partington goes there. He's got to run it through the middle of the ground. The kick going forward just misses. Motlop could have got one for hanging on.
Well, it's the best passage of play we've seen. A quick release of the ball through the middle of the field and a forward handball. We don't see too many of them these days, but a good forward handball, kick deep to the pocket. I thought maybe a free kick could have been Reynolds, maybe was held, but no free kick.
No free kick paid. Cooler it was driving the ball through the middle. A deep attacking position for the Tigers. It's McBean. Darcy Bailey attacks that one front on.
Come on, numbers in his back.
And another ball up early in the piece for Barracking. Graham, at least we'll get out of here alive. We're in familiar territory for you. So a big pack around this one again. No space to work with. Bradley has to go.
Yeah, what a warrior Bradley's been for the
fantastic
Glenelg over the years. Captain, state player, premiership player.
Premiership player.
Great lad. Well, he's not a lad anymore, of course.
He's done it very well, Andrew Bradley. Just new father as well, Graham. Young Isabel. Pal Pepper just puts that one out on the full.
Yeah, well, he just blasted it off the side of his boot, went out from deep in the pocket to half forward, but Glenelg will drive it back now.
Through Wisdom. Big fly. Here's McBean on the left. Dribbles one along the ground. The Tigers get their first score on the borders behind.
He's dangerous, Liam McBean. You wonder why he hasn't stayed on an AFL list. He's so tall and he's so agile and accurate for his position he plays.
So a long ball from Leanett to the Laddams. Tigers have a little bit of space. Proud, the skipper. The co-captain goes across the ground beautifully and hits a chest. Looks like Horsnell. Goes wide to try and find Reynolds.
Out
on the full.
Just missed. out on the full.
Well, the good news for the Maggies is they're doing all the attacking and their main stars are getting the ball. Powell-Pepper's been influential, Farrell as well, Rockcliffe's been involved, and young Williams. Hayes has been good in the ruck, so a lot to like early on from the Maggies. Their jumper looks good too, I must say, Cornsey.
It's never looked good.
Holding the ball, great tackle.
It was a great tackle, good chase, good drag down. That's what the coach wants to see. His team's struggling a little bit. They need some inspiration like that. Beautiful
kick. Good kick. Finds Reynolds at half forward. They're just being held up here, aren't they? So he assesses, speculates with one to the hot spot just over McBean. Man at ground level. Motlop has a bit of space. It didn't sit for him. He's pounced upon. Partington, McBean. There you go. The Tigers on the board. They get there first.
Yeah, weight of numbers there. If you get the ball in often enough to the right spots and you can contest around the ball, you can generally create opportunities. And Liam McBean, probably something from nothing there. The ball came out to him. He was able to slam it on his right boot and just sort of drifted through basically. But Glenelg have lifted. They had to lift because Port Adelaide were dominating early.
That's why they paid the big cash. Hayes,
good,
decisive. Sutcliffe in the middle, got it from Rockcliffe. Little fumble, but the pressure comes. Look at that. 4 Maggies around the ball. Force the ball up at half forward.
Yeah, this is a good contest. Sam Hayes is a problem for the Bays in the middle.
Holding free kick. Does go to Sam Hayes.
He is knocking on the door, this guy.
Long ball. Top of the square. Crumbs spill to the front. Clearing handball came from Proud and now just dumped on the boot. It could come back. Rockcliffe will get a free kick. The last touch out of bounds.
I'm never sure what I feel about this rule. I mean,
it keeps the game moving. Laddams should get one for in the back. There it is. He had the front spot, jumped early, protected the zone. Sam Durden had no option but to infringe. Laddams will have a shot from just inside 50 on a 45-degree angle for the Maggies' second of the night.
Yeah, pretty keen to make a point here, I think, Pete Laddams. Up and down into the AFL team.
Looks okay off the boot, just sliding across the face.
Yeah, drifted across the front of goal. It often happens from that pocket, but got to make the most of these opportunities. You don't get too many chances to have a set shot inside 50. He went the traditional drop punt too, not around the corner.
See a lot of players going around the corner. I'm not sure about it. His wisdom.
Well, the statistics are very much in favour of it.
Well, how would you have gone as a coach if Rod Jamieson swung onto the right boot from around the corner from 30 metres out?
Well, it depends how often he trained with it. Rod Jamieson had a habit of going onto his left leg. He was almost in love with his left leg. And it used to drive me crazy. He had a beautiful left foot kick, but it was never as good as his right foot. Anyway, that was then.
Another local legend.
Definitely.
McBean into the ruck, wins this one, follows up again. Burgoyne's there to apply some pressure, so too Schofield.
Now, this is a very high standard game. I mean, a lot of pressure there. No time or space, but players are doing pretty well to keep the ball moving.
Feels like a final.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, it generally always did when Glenelg played Port Adelaide.
There's Snook, haven't seen much of him. Partington, a couple of side steps. Martini.
Oh, beautiful.
Just misses Motlop. McKenzie has to go. The experienced defender wins out beautifully. Throws it on the left boot and all of a sudden attacking at half forward. Sermon gets a free kick, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Gives one away.
No interference.
So it's against the Maggies.
Yeah.
Right, here's Virgin. all the way at half back.
Port Adelaide zoning up.
And a penalty
back.
paid.
That's a bit stiff.
Just a shorter penalty in the SANFL. I don't mind that for one of those infringements, Cornsey. Just a little man on the mark. Just come 25 rather than the 50. Well, the kick should have been marked. It was just spilled, but a good ball comes out to Allen, who plays on the left boot. Goes long for goal, and he's offline. Pretty good opportunity.
Good movement of the ball by the Tigers, but you have to make more of those opportunities. He took it at 50, ran inside 50, and then just dragged it across goal.
Under no pressure. Chance goes begging for the Tigers. So it's 8-9, but it's a pretty tightly held contest. Williams.
What a kick-off. What a kick-off from Trent McKenzie. That hit the centre of the ground, basically, or the wing.
Farrell. Laddams, can he gather and swing on his left boot? He can. It's a driving ball to Powell. Pepper slips at the pivotal moment, and a good mark taken by Wisdom. Cleverly done. Chipping ball to Virgin. Wants to go by hand. Called to play on. He has to go. Now Durden. Durden's under pressure. Gets the kick away. It's going to be a turnover. Bradley arrives late. Gives a chop of the arms away. Strange. Oh, dangerous ball. Sutcliffe. It's Leanett.
Both got the shaved head.
Yeah, a couple of shaved ones out there.
Leanett
used to have the long flowing locks.
No, he's stiff to be not playing. Oh, good.
Great contest by Burgoyne. Wins it again, run down by Bradley. Bradley lays another tackle on Garner. They flock from everywhere. They call for holding the ball. Even Graham Corns has got his arms outstretched.
Surely that was holding the ball.
Garner at the bottom of that pack.
Gee, what a clash. What a clash that was.
So Laddams goes to ground. Another scrappy contest. To push in the backs paid. It's going to the Maggies. So Rockcliffe to Williams. Gee, Rockcliffe knows how to win ball.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Just want to see him penetrate a bit more depth in his kicking.
So the play comes to the near side for one of the first times tonight. It's Sutcliffe right in front of us. He's got a congested forward line. No one can really fly. Williams again. He's got some space on the left. This one's a floater. A free kick is paid. It's against Campbell Wildman. Going to Glenelg in the back pocket. Cooper Horsnell in the rarely seen number 50. His chipping ball's good to Allen.
Started on the bench, Cooper Horsnell.
So Allen, left boot, goes wide to a one-on-one. That's a good grab. So the Bay's just trying to figure out how to exit back 50. Maggie's is set up pretty well. They've got a man free on this side now. It's Wisdom again. But now this kick's the one that's important. He's going down the line. He finds a man just inside the boundary line there. It's Big Jack Hanneth. He goes to centre half forward, bombs away. It's going to be a turnover. Well, the mark dropped. And now Glenelg can rush forward and put a bit of forward 50 pressure on, but they can't. There's Powell Pepper to Leanett. Leanett hooks one around the body again. A free kick paid. Very stop-start.
That's undisciplined. You cannot give the free kick away after the kick. It's an inside 50.
So here it is, inside Maggie's 50. The tackle late on Martini is by Schofield, and he's pinged.
Well
done, young man.
He tried to break the tackle. As soon as you try and break the tackle, that's your prior opportunity. As much as I dislike the prior opportunity law, but once you try and break the tackle, and if you don't dispose of it, you're gone. You must give the ball first time.
So Schofield, he's got the journey from here, Cornsey. You have to kick from probably just inside the paint.
No doubt.
No doubt at all.
No doubt at all.
One of the Powers' next generation players taken as a rookie. Taj Schofield. Oh, that's a nice kick. Very nice kick. Taj Schofield, brilliantly done. The Maggies get another.
Yeah, well.
What a day. Gotta sweat it out. Let the pressure out. Push on. Come on. Tomorrow, bring it on. Ion 4 Hydration. Powerade.
Yeah, well, the young man knew his range, of course. He's one of the academy, not academy players. Father-son rule.
Rookie draft,
Port Adelaide. So just inside 50 the mark was taken. So his kick would have been from about 47, 48 metres, and he knew exactly what his range was. It was a delightful kick, just cleared the distance, went virtually straight as, if anything, slightly right to left. But seeing Port Adelaide put on a really good fight here, and starts in the centre of the ground with their ruck.
They're doing that very well. Here's Appleton. Ball's turned over for Horsnell to a bullet.
Yeah, it
looks like Reynolds.
It was a bullet. So now just getting caught up in the centre of the ground. That's better. Get it in deep.
Long ball. McBean edged underneath. Ball comes over the back to Reynolds. There he is. Fumble and rushed over the line for a behind.
Didn't take it cleanly. You must take it cleanly. He was in the goal square, but the Port Adelaide defender's desperate. Thought he might have got a push in the back, but, you know. Now, what's this kick out from Trent McKenzie? Just watch it. Just watch where it goes to.
Well, he's not going short, is he?
Look at that.
Just drives a little 2-metre draw straight up the ground. Beautiful grab taken by Sermon. Look at that. It was just aimed at the right bunker and just come back beautifully. Just like one of yours.
Oh, yeah.
So the fly from behind came from Edwards. Tackle comes, Bradley's there. Pressure applied. Schofield again.
Well done, young fella.
Non-controlling umpire has called a blood rule. Trent McKenzie coming from the ground. Doesn't look in any real duress, just jogging off.
Can't see any blood. I'll put the binoculars on him, whereas there's no urgency on the bench.
No, just be a little eye. So the clearance this time by the Tigers.
Liam McBean.
Turner it was. Here you go. Here's Partington through the middle. He's got Hosey over the back. Should mark and amble into an open goal as easy as you like. Lockie Hosey. The Tigers get one back. Their second of the night.
Do you stay in or get out? Remain in your vehicle until help arrives. You'll be shocked by what you don't know.
Well, that's how footy should be played. A good contest from Liam McBean. Quick movement of the ball and direct towards goal. And that's the way to play Glenelg Oval. You don't want to get caught out on the wings. You don't want to go short. If you can move the ball quickly, hit the goal square, hit the centre square running, you'll invariably reach the goals. And it was a beautifully exit kick. So scores a level.
15 apiece.
Feels
about
like
20 gone.
Feels as though Port Adelaide have had the ascendancy.
Certainly, yeah, have had the upper hand. Glenelg going sort of down breeze. If you were bowling from this end, it's where you'd rather be. Kick comes in again. McBean, the ball sits. Crummers arrive. Bailey's there. Snapping just offline. Darcy Bailey.
Opportunist Darcy, but Liam McBean again in there using his body, trying to shepherd, to clear a path. This is a really good game. I mean, watch SANFL footy and you're continually amazed at the standard. This is Lean.
So Lean at this time.
Same thing. He's got a big
leaf out of the playbook of Trent McKenzie. Goes to Sermon again. Flies and can't grab. Contest forms. Oh, it comes out. There's Turner was there. Cheeky left foot kick. Doesn't find a target. Punched out of play.
Often wonder why Jared Leanett hasn't been able to consolidate a spot in Port Adelaide's lineup. Obviously, Aliir.
He's amazing. Aliir. How good's he been?
I think the Crows could use Jared Leanett. Oh, too high.
Free kick paid. Against Sutcliffe. He went in low. Just wrapped one around the scone of Matty Snook.
Yeah, temper's a bit willing. Don't give the free kick away when you've earned it.
Righto, Snook goes across ground. Durden, a cheeky little handball. They put themselves under the pressure, Tigers.
Yeah, in the back.
There's 1-1 for in the back on the far side.
No, that was a let-off for them, though. Just messed around, and the handball was too loopy. Too much air that gave the Port Adelaide defender time to get there.
And the kick is not a good one.
You cannot waste opportunities like that.
Why are they going so wide?
Probably because Port Adelaide's zone is setting up. I mean, if you look, the game's being played in each half of the ground. Port Adelaide are playing that ultra-defensive game. I think the Bays are too, but the zone is just moving back with each time a player gets the ball.
So how would you tell your players to get around it?
You've got to move quickly. You have to move the ball quickly. You give them time to set up.
Well, a tumbler here. Virgin's got time. He hits a target. Bradley. A couple of cool heads combining to keep the Tigers.
As he looks up, the Port Adelaide zone has just crammed him up. There's no time or space.
So he just has to dump one down the line. Bradley, a driving ball to the outside, 2-on-1. The Maggies arrive with more numbers. Here's Sutcliffe, Rockcliffe, all the Cliffs. Another short ball, head to a hot spot, forcing the Tigers to defend.
Oh no.
Durden.
Oh no.
Another one. Well, it's just the pressure from the Maggies forcing Glenelg to create errors in dangerous spots. They've dominated the play.
He's wearing number 12. You can't do that with number 12 on your back.
No, you normally stand on people's heads. Laddams flies. Snooker applies the tackle. Should be rewarded. Isn't. Umpire calls play on. Thought he took the tackler on there. But didn't get it.
No, fair enough. I mean, it's...
Glenelg have had more disposals, more kicks. 80% efficiency each side, so...
Does not feel like it.
A bit of a kick mark team. 23 marks to 8 for the Tigers.
Oh,
so
no.
a tumbling ball across the face.
Having said that, I'm staggered. It appears to me that Port Adelaide have had the better of the play. Glenelg are leading, or they were. It's now two goals for each, but...
Well, they've won the clearances and the hit-outs is where they are dominating, but the possession count around the ground is pretty even. Now, Glenelg are a strong kick mark team. They did it unbelievably last week. Long ball, Hayes. Farrell again, well done. Shipping ball over the top. Oh, great contest forced by Cochrane. The Bays on hand to clear. Here's Reynolds, takes a good mark. He's got some runners. He's got Motlop. He's got McBean out wide. Dribbles one to him. The ball inside now.
Oh, no.
Just misses Klusky.
Well, it didn't miss him. He dropped
it. Motlop has to go. Sutcliffe's there. He goes again, does Klusky to try and tidy up his mess. A third time, ridden to the ground. Should get one through in the back and does well. A golden opportunity blown, but can still go again here, the Tigers. So it's a chip inside, forward 50. Partington has time. He doesn't hit it well. Mark in the goal square is dropped.
By Reynolds. Yeah. Well, there is no time or space. This game is being played at a really intense pace. It's great to see. If you haven't been to the SANFL games, if this is the standard you're getting every week, you should come more often.
So the Tigers by a point. Late in the first term.
Maxi Proud.
Big fist by Max Proud. Tries to get it over the boundary line eventually. It finds its way there. And it is indeed the Maggies feeling like they're dominating Cornsey.
Yeah, well, as
Tigers
I said,
with the most slender lead.
Well, it is only the first quarter, but dominating the ruck again. You just see Sam Hayes again, but Glenelg clear it. Fortunately.
Here we go. Here's Bailey. Bailey taken around the neck. How is that not paid?
Well, the umpire was right there. What's happened here?
So a free kick has been paid.
Who to?
The umpires are going to confer. My favourite part of the game, when the umpires are uncertain about what's going on.
I think they're going to throw it in.
It's a throw in. There you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Darcy Bailey hit that ball hard. He just didn't take it cleanly, unfortunately. But
he did have a hand on his throat.
We like Darcy Bailey. A bit of a cult figure down here.
He's a ripping fella. So Hayes front spot. Geez, he's been good in the early going, Hayes. Dropping the ball, not paid. Bailey again goes in. Wow.
Oh, that's
Posey.
too high. That is too high.
Posey can't gather. Motlop's there. Motlop again. Clearing ball. Sutcliffe and Hanneth. Good catch. Proud going for some space. Again, the fist comes. This time it was from Jace Bode. Here's another one with a short side back top knot.
You wonder what
Ball
Jace
to the
is
top of
doing.
the square.
What are you doing out there, Jace?
Well, he wants to get to 200.
Well
He's
done.
only a few away.
If you can do it, why not?
So Sutcliffe, Powell-Pepper, Bode, lean it all with the shiny tops.
Just have this theory, make them carry you out. If you can still do it and they still pick you, well, nothing wrong with playing.
Nearing the end of this first term, Glenelg by 2 points. Kick again beyond the 50, there it is. So Cornsey, I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap up the first quarter. What did you see? It's the Tigers by 2.
Well, I really like what I saw from both teams. Port Adelaide appeared to have the dominance. It started with Sam Hayes in the ruck, but Glenelg's defence held firm. When the ball was moved quickly, we saw some really exciting passages of play. Port Adelaide are at it. They've got a lot of top-up players in the team, but they're established AFL players who happen to be back here are playing well. Glenelg lead by 2 points.
So at the end of the first term, a narrow lead for the home side. We'll be back after this short break. Snook's in there.
Jack Hannah, Snook.
And Reed Cooler's in there too. Out on a wing this side, Cooper Horsemills with Campbell Wildman. But it's an A-grade midfield from the Maggies.
Oh my word, this midfield would be a competitive AFL midfield. The four in the middle.
Well, Hayes will get his turn. Rockcliffe's been a jet. And Powell-Pepper, we know, he'll be in probably next week. Here we go, second quarter. Hayes, this time Powell-Pepper with speed. Hits it hard, snaps one to centre wing. Free kick could have been paid, wasn't. Allen tries to tidy up. Powell-Pepper again, a couple of early touches in this second quarter. Just needs to hit a hot spot. Does. Numbers flock.
Oh.
The snap on goal looks pretty good. It's Ben Edwards, and he gets the opening one of the second term.
Window fully pinated? Some insurers don't have an option to fix it excess free. But luckily, Amy does.
Well, it might be starting to sound like a broken record, but that was exquisite. So Sam Hayes put the ball back into space. Sam Powell-Pepper ran onto it, initially got the centre clearance, followed the ball up, drove it forward again, and put it in a hot spot where anything can happen. If your forward line players can get their hands and their foot on the ball, anything can happen. But it was a centre clearance.
Here's Snook, 2019 Jack Odie medalist. Ball just evades Hosey. Pretty unlucky not to spend a bit more time on field for North Melbourne, Lockie Hosey. Here's Powell-Pepper bursting through the ground. Has a runner out wide, had to get creative, and a good grab taken by Cooper Horsnell running back with the flight. A bit of Steve Waugh about that one, Cornsey.
Definitely. He's only a young fella. Looks like he still should be in high school.
He might be. Here's Martini.
Too big.
A bit too much air, but a good grab taken by Motlop.
Now he is within distance. He's going to kick from 51 or 52. Have a shot, Marlon. Have a shot. No, he's not confident, is he?
Doesn't look it. Eyes darting around. No. Now I think he might have to. Otherwise, he's going to try and. Well, Hosey had a bit of space there. Right, here he goes. Marlon Motlop from 55. Just chips one. Just pulls it to McBean at the top of the square. Grab could be taken, McBean off hands, and the Tigers answer straight back.
Well, if you put it in the right spot, exciting things happen. Now Marlon Motlop decided he couldn't make the distance, so instead of just kicking it as long as he could, which might have landed at 48, 49, maybe 1 or 2 metres short of the goal square, he put it to the point of the square, came off hands, and Liam McBean with very good hands and a very quick snap was able to capitalise. often say if you get the ball in the right spot often enough, someone's going to kick the goals. Make the backman nervous.
Well, McBean gets his second. Little opportunist. Done well. So here they go again. Just that dominant. There's again Rockcliffe tried to find Powell Pepper and Farrell and Hayes. Powell Pepper lays a brilliant tackle in the middle of the ground. Well done. And another ball up. He's applied pressure, hasn't he?
He's on a mission. He's on a mission. Glenelg are trying to lift their intensity too to match him. Rockcliffe, Farrell.
They do it too easy. The Jumbo Jets when they get going. Martini, good give and go. Man out wide now. Ball comes in the direction of Pink, punched away and knocked out of bounds.
I have to say it again, Theo. This is a really high quality game. We're seeing some great examples of how footy should be played. Some great exponents of skill under pressure. No time or space for anybody.
And with that though comes
mistakes.
A bit of untidy skills. Yeah, Hannah. Again, here's Bode. Edging towards the 200 game milestone.
Yeah, Jared Leonard too strong.
Well, he's an AFL defender, isn't he? I mean,
he definitely is.
Here's Garner. Garner would feel right at home at a cricket ground. Great tackle. Oh, evaded. Well done beautifully by Schofield. Just turn it over. Snook could have been paid a free kick, wasn't. The soccer came off the ground by Williams. The ball pinballing around. Maggies have a bit of time to gather. Wildman got the handball back to Farrell. Ducked his head over the ball. Shouldn't get the free kick and doesn't. Eventually it's knocked out of play. That was good umpiring, I reckon, there.
Gee, that was good good play by Liam Wisdom. Pressured. And they're trying to get a hold of Sam Powell Pepper at the stoppages, but giving him too much room.
So who's spending a bit of time with him? There's Snook.
Well, it's not Matty Snook was.
Snook got it from Kula.
But they were a part in that throw-in.
Well, who's big enough to go to him, Cornsey? I mean, Partington, McGarry medalist, is your blue chip midfielder.
Yeah, but he's not a defensive midfielder.
No.
Doesn't matter about size, it's about attitude. You don't have to be big, you just have to have the right attitude.
So Motlop's Hospital handballs gathered well by Klusky. Now a bit of space here for Park. Haven't seen much of him tonight. Pink tries to turn Leanett. They both go to ground. Leanett recovers better. He's got some help in Schofield riding shotgun for him. He's been quite good tonight, Schofield. Oh, good grab taken by Williams.
Oh, beautiful kick too.
So driving left foot ball to a hot spot again. Sermon, it just goes over his head and a free kick is paid for a push in the back.
Controversial.
Pete Laddams.
Sometimes it's difficult for the Port Adelaide coach to work in the players coming back from the AFL into their team, like for instance having to play two ruckmen as they are here, but in this case it's working out okay. There's a big target in Pete Laddams.
So where would you play Laddams as a forward or ruck?
Well, you've got Sam Hayes who's been so dominant in ruck, but they have to play the two big men, so the Port Adelaide coach has to deal with trying to fit guys into positions they wouldn't. He might want a medium-sized player, or he might want an extra small in the forward line. But because of the AFL requirements, he's got to play Laddams.
So Laddams closes the gap by a single. Just down to long off, that would have been.
Short kick out there. Short.
Now they drive the ball along the Tigers, out to centre wing again, and it's out of play. Needed to get a hand on that one for it not to be a free kick. It's a little bit of match awareness. So here's Strange again to some tall timber. And the ball again out of bounds. So similar to the first quarter, Cornsey, it feels like Maggie's doing...
It's an arm wrestle, but you think Port Adelaide at any minute are just going to burst Glenelg open. I must say that our SANFL boundary umpires throw the ball in much better than the AFL ones do.
Righto, we'll keep a watch on that. Good tackle applied on Horsnell. And we'll get another stoppage.
And really, I must say, the umpiring, there's been no really controversial incidents in this game thus far.
Oh, there you go. Hayes just...
Oh, no. You cannot.
Oh, wow.
That's controversial.
There it is. So he ran full speed.
He's standing under the ball. Jack...
Hayes ran full speed into the back of Hanneth.
Ran into it. Now, surely, when you're contesting the ruck, you can stand under the ball.
Well, it couldn't be a block because he didn't know he was there.
Oh, my gosh. Just when I'm giving the umpires a rap.
Retract your last comment. Nevertheless, it's Sam Hayes from the paint. Leans back. It's drawing back. It doesn't have the distance. It's probably fairly knocked over for a behind. And
inexcusable. You must,
we're locked.
From 50 metres, you must reach the goals.
Virgin deep in the back pocket.
Yeah, Port Adelaide locking him in nicely.
Look at this. They're
defensive setups, almost like a steel trap.
14 players from the Maggies inside this quadrant of the ground. Another free kick paid. And you listen to that. Listen to that. There are punters at the footy club. They're spilling out onto the terraces. They're not happy. Pretty good crowd in. Probably a couple thousand, Cornsey.
Yeah,
they heard you were coming.
Good crowd.
Hot spot. Good fist comes this time. Falls to Rockcliffe. Rockcliffe's got a man there. Met.
Oh, come on.
And of course, this time, good tackle from Reynolds, it looked like.
I would have been asking for the holding the ball.
Ask and you won't receive. A snap on goal. Speculation from Wildman to the top of the square. It evades the crowd. And Glenelg under pressure, just rush another one. So the Maggies really failing to make the most of this early second quarter dominance. They're doing it in ones, which does happen at Glenelg Oval, Cornsey, but maybe in a different season.
Well, let's hope Glenelg can get their game running. They just can't break out of defence at the moment.
Well, this time they go the far side to a one-on-one. Bode for the Maggies affects the spoil. A lot of the play had come to this side. Schofield, bit of Zach Butters about the way he danced around on his feet there to get his balance.
Good quick feet.
Finds the captain in Sutcliffe. Swing on was Westbrook. And a mark taken by Virgin in the pink boots again. He's nearly in the cricket nets. He's that far back. And the Bays just struggling to relieve themselves of this pressure. He's dropped after he kicked. Free kick not paid. McBean fumbles. Goes again, goes in low. Free kick should be paid for below the knees.
Yeah, it is.
That rule I don't mind in that instance where he goes in legs first.
Well,
if the player goes in to get the ball, it's harsh to be pinged. So again, the Maggies go forward to the hot spot. Once again, the Maggies just can't make the most of...
Finally, the Bays get a free kick.
Not quite the Bronx cheer. Right next to the Glenelg coach's box, and Brett Hand unmoved.
Oh, too high.
To the far side.
He's on Virgin, isn't it?
Yep, there he is. He's been busy, but then so have the entire Glenelg defensive cohort. Here's the co-skipper, proud.
See, they're just kicking it around in defence, kicking it backwards, sideways. It's not really Port Adelaide just setting up behind them.
And this is no surprise that this is happening, because this is exactly how the power plays under Ken Hinkley, is they get teams in their back half, they give them no breathing space, and they force them to bite off something down the line or try and create something out of nothing, and eventually they force an error. Martini.
So there's about half a dozen kicks, and they're still in the back pocket. They've gone from one side of the ground to the other now.
So he'll eventually dump one down the line, and they'll try for a stoppage.
Well, this is
Here it is to Proud.
Yeah, nice
good grab.
Crowd getting a bit restless. They want to see some action.
Well, they should be. Glenelg's probably had 30 possessions, and they're still at half back with Luke Reynolds. Maggies have cut off this portion of the ground, and now the only way to get around it would be down the line or to actually go back to the far side. So McBean, Leanett stands underneath it. Well done. Turner at ground level. Handball misses. Bailey overruns. Laddams does well. Handball from Rockcliffe. Was cut off. Can't gather Turner. He's pushed out of bounds. But a stoppage forward of the centre square, the centre line for the Tigers. They'll take that.
At least they're on the wing. So reset again, but gee, with Sam Hayes dominant in the ruck, blood rule. Two players start to run off. I think it's Jared Leanett.
Jared Leanett.
Got a cut eye, has he? Or...
Well supported, the locals. They are starting to get a little frustrated.
Well,
Halfway through, or just...
Well, they haven't been forward. They just haven't been forward.
3-7 the Maggies have dominated, but haven't put one on the board. There's a crooked throw in, Cornsey, after you've sung their praises. There's the one. Williams puts on some pressure, and there's a fumble. Sutcliffe arrives. Martini there too. And again, just like that, it's on the attacking side of halfway for the Maggies. Laddams this time. That left boot, yeah. Good grab. Good grab taken.
Such a weapon, isn't it, the left leg?
By Proud. And once again, the Maggies have got the bays right where they want them. Deep in the back pocket, and look at them. Look at Rockcliffe and Sutcliffe and Farrell all running to the far side of the ground to block up the wing and the corridor. So it's long down the line. Players fly.
And it's out of bounds.
Klusky.
On the other side of the ground, on the wing, or just forward of the wing.
Familiar pattern we've seen.
Yeah, this isn't exciting footy. The first quarter was great. Fast breaks, good penetration, but at the moment the game is stagnating.
Well, if Glenelg wins the clearance, they have to come this side, because Partington, well, he was in an acre of space. He's just been manned up by Westbrook. He breaks now. There's a specky from Bailey. Speculative effort. Hosey's over the top. McBean's there too. Between the two of them, they should figure it out. And Lockie Hosey gets another one against the run of play.
What a day. Gotta sweat it out. Let the pressure out. Push on. Come on. Tomorrow, bring it on. Eye on full hydration. Powerade.
That's what often happens. One team dominates, holds the ball in their forward line, and if you get a quick break, if you can get the ball in quickly and you can clear the defensive line, as it happened then, Glenelg were 2-on-1. The ball came in quick, it came in long, and it wasn't really clean, but Liam McBean was able to get it to Lockie Hosey, and it was an easy goal, but really, if you look at the stats, I know Glenelg had a lot of the ball, but Port Adelaide had dominated.
Hosey second. And here they go again, the Tigers. A little shipping ball falls short of Klusky. Tumbler again, one that the forwards love to deal with. Two Maggies collide. Powell Pepper, he's not afraid of bashing into players. A shot from Cooler it is. Bounces across the face.
Yeah, and Glenelg have listed the last few minutes, just a bit more intensity. Nothing particularly clean about it, but they are getting it forward. Look at that. It's going to land in the centre square.
Virgin, good grab. Well done. So now he could go quickly. He could get it quickly back in there, but he's just been held up a little bit and decides to go wide.
So as a coach, I'd be saying, look, I don't care. Just play on. Just move the ball quickly. It's then the responsibility of the players down the ground to make the space and make the contest.
So a bit of a nothing ball goes over the head of Reynolds. Garner.
I like Joel Garner.
Yeah, he hasn't really had a crack. So the bays again. Here's McBean in the best spot. McKenzie.
Big.
Here's Reynolds. Here's Reynolds. Just misses.
Just a shift of momentum in these last couple of minutes. Glenelg contesting a bit more fiercely on the ground, moving it quickly, making the contest in their forward line. I love watching these kickouts. Let's just watch it. The last one went almost to the centre of the ground. Trent McKenzie.
Great to see on SANFL Digital Pass, Cornsey. Any round, anywhere, anytime. SANFLDigitalPass.com.au. Get around that. I know you're on there whenever you're not here, Cornsey.
Oh, yes.
Great product. Now the ball sits nicely for Allen. He's under the pump. He goes back to Bradley.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Nimble. Half volley by Cooler and gets a high one.
Well, he was dead lucky because he ducked his head into it. Now, don't give it away.
Well, he plays on. Virgin gets around Schofield. And just beyond scoring distance is Hanneth. He's about 60 from home. A little chip into the pocket. Hosey stands under it, and the big fist comes, and Garner gathers at ground level and makes it someone else's problem. There's a block from Proud, does well, and it's Virgin again. He's been pretty busy tonight. Hosey the target. This time the ball goes out of play just inside the forward 50, and it's the Maggies' turn to find out what the defenders are made of.
Yeah, well, Glenelg are doing exactly the same thing. They've pushed up, they've pushed all their defenders up. It's being played in Glenelg's forward half, so the only chance they've got to clear it is to swap sides and move it quickly.
Beautiful Saturday night in the Bay Area. Just around 13 or 14 degrees, not too bad for punters. The footy club is absolutely full. Tea lights looking nice. The ground looks a bit of a treat. People on the outer side too.
Prepared for cricket, so it's always good in cricket season.
Wait till we get in the depths of winter. You reckon it might be a little choppy? The crowd calls for holding the ball. They're going to get it. There they go. And the cheer comes against Cam Sutcliffe. Joel Garner, the man reluctant it is to hand the ball back.
You better do it quickly. Well,
he hands it to Matty Snook, who cheekily called for it to try and get 25 metres out. And it's going to be Jack Kluski from around 45, pretty much straight in front.
Well, he should have the distance.
Slight angle. Yeah, distance shouldn't be a problem.
He's a bit stiff, Joel. He tried to break the tackle and then doing some sort of war dance on the. Look at him. He's on the mark. What's he doing?
Ready for the haka.
What is he doing? It's like.
They're allowed to move at SANFL level. Kluski on the right boot makes great contact, and there you go, another one for the Tigers. Their lead blows out. Another goal to the Bays.
Do you stay in or get out? Remain in your vehicle until help arrives. You'll be shocked by what you don't know.
So the fourth of the quarter.
It was a beautiful
third
kick.
For the Tigers.
Beautiful kick. It was interesting watching Joel Garner on the mark, though. It was like one of we see those Indigenous dances that they do at the start. He was making the movements with his hand. It was intriguing. It didn't put him off. It was a beautiful kick.
I like that players can move on the mark. I reckon in the AFL it'd be a great introduction to be able to pivot. You're allowed, like the basketball, you're allowed 1 foot that can move.
Yeah, of course.
Because standing still it feels a bit foreign, looks a bit foreign. Unusual for players in such a reactive type of game where they're stuck to the turf.
Particularly when players inside 50 can run around the mark, the man on the mark. Oh, good mark.
Oh, strong grab. Strong grab taken by Sermon.
Yeah.
He's been good in the early going of the season. He kicked 2 in round 1 and 3 in round 2. Didn't hit the scoreboard a great deal last week against South in the Maggies' loss by 9 points.
Very good hands there.
So on the right boot, deep in the pocket. Kick is a bit thin.
I like him. He's not an AFL listed player, but he's certainly got. I wonder where he plays when he's not playing for this team.
So about 20 minutes gone in this second. It's the Tigers who have wrestled back the ascendancy by 2 goals at this stage. Powell Pepper again in the thick of the action, forcing a contest with Partington. Spent a bit of time at West Coast. Pretty unlucky not to get picked up after winning the Magarey, or perhaps overlooked by a few clubs.
I would have thought so. He had such a great year, and look, he's got a big tank. He probably just doesn't have exquisite pace. And Sam Hayes gets another free kick.
Just getting in position.
Oh, good kick too.
Hot spot. A fist comes from the back, and they'll be happy to see it over the boundary line. The Maggies too content to force a stoppage in the left forward pocket.
I'm really impressed with Sam Hayes. When he came to Port Adelaide a few years ago, a really skinny kid with long hair. He's had the haircut and he's filled out, and he must be knocking on the door.
Shallow throw this time. Both rucks allow it to land.
Give him a wrap.
Curiously. See what happens when you pump a bloke's tyres up, Cornsey. Well, Partington, there he goes, tries to sidestep. Laddams with a driving tackle into the turf.
Oh, hello.
He's paid for a dangerous tackle, and it's on a little bit.
Oh, yeah, boys aren't happy.
But it's on a little bit more than that. It looked like a pretty reasonable
it was fair
tackle.
Enough.
He
didn't dump him.
No, made sure his head was okay.
Yeah.
And they can break now. They pay no attention to the scuffle, and all of a sudden the Tigers are at half forward. McKenzie with a headband just overruns that. It's Reynolds. He's dispossessed. Taken at ground level. Well done is Westbrook. No clean possession to be taken by either side. Content with the ball perhaps just to trickle out, but that's kept in. Virgin there with the pink boots. Well, here's Hosey with the bright yellows. Bailey too drops at the critical moment, gets a little touch away. Powell Pepper fends off Motlop and does well to clear the area. And again, a handball under pressure. Does well to find a target. Right, there's Sutcliffe with a bit of time. He's got a man running for him on the outer side. The driving ball comes deep into the pocket to no one in particular. And a dribbling kick along the ground. Edwards has done it brilliantly. And the Maggies cut the margin to 6 points.
Just stay inside, mate. How close is too close? Stay 10 metres away from downed power lines. You'll be shocked by what you don't know.
Well, Glenelg's forward line pressure was good, but it wasn't great. It didn't stop the quick movement of Port Adelaide. They managed to get it out under all sorts of pressure. Got the kick forward quickly, and now they weren't exquisite kicks, but they just gave some time and space. But that kick from the pocket, I mean, I know the guys practiced it, know exactly what they. But it was the pressure, the quick movement, and the reflex action to try the kick really, and they've closed the gap. We've got a contest.
So second for Edwards. 6 points the margin. Deep in the second term. Free kick in the back.
Got to be in the back.
Not paid.
Got to be in the back. The umpire was right there. Oh, gee, that's a poor indecision.
Well, I think Ethan Moore might say, if it was Powell Pepper, he might have a word. His handball comes to Sutcliffe. Little left foot floater forces Martini to wait. Farrell does well. Collects Virgin on the way through. Schofield's got a bit of time. There's a lot of Zach Butters about him, Cornsey. I like him. A high tackle this time. Looks like Williams on the bottom of that pack, and it is.
He's young Schofield. He's got presence about him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs at the level. So a ball goes over the back, driving to the hot spot. There is Schofield laying a tackle and forcing a stoppage. Saw his dad Jared here.
Cover the ground well. Probably not big enough really to. It's not always about size, but there's not a lot of him.
Powell Pepper laying a tackle. Bit of congestion. Players, not much to work with. Ball just bounces in front of Hayes. McBean says, I'll just clear it. McKenzie will let it run out of bounds. No, he won't. Has to take it. Oh, a good smother by Pink. You heard the slap on a cold night. Well, how about that?
Trent McKenzie thought, I'll just let this run out of bounds, but it didn't run out of bounds. It set up. When Toby Pink was able to get to it, and you heard the smack. It was a really good smother right in front of us in the grandstand.
Well, in golfing terms, McKenzie's clubhead speed there would be up around the 120s. He's got some velocity off that boot, Cornsey.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
It means he hits it, swings his power on the boot.
This boundary umpire is having trouble with his direction, isn't he? Throwing it at an angle.
Darcy Bailey trying to antagonise Cam Sutcliffe. Just bait him into a little penalty. So a driving ball, spoil from Leanett. Darcy Bailey, tidy kick to a hot spot again. In goes Bradley. Ball sits for Allen. There's a scramble of players in the goal square, and a free kick is paid to the Maggies.
Tempers rising. Wouldn't be a Glenelg Port game without it, would it?
There you go. Powell Pepper's going to get a little penalty. 25 metres. They're going to come.
Jeez, 50.
Oh, a bit further. Right, he's allowed to play on. Long high ball to centre half forward. It's coming straight back. Bradley's got to go on the outer side. Good tackle laid. Bradley will get this. He'll mop up at ground level. He's got to be tidy with the hands under pressure. Can't find a target. And as we've seen all night, flock of players gathers around the ball. Another ball up.
I like it. It's a good contest.
So it's the Tigers by 6 points.
Power Pepper again.
Deliberate paid this time. Free kick to the Tigers. 2019 premiers. It was a hell of a grand final, that one. Played at the Adelaide Oval. They met in the first final too, I reckon.
I just remember it was a great day for long-suffering Glenelg fans.
Can imagine the 5th flag for the club. 33-year drought. Celebrations down here. We're here. Terry McAuliffe was MC on stage, best on ground. Probably about 5,000 or 6,000 people onto the Bay Oval.
I thought it was wise if I didn't come.
Didn't want to steal everyone's thunder, did you?
Oh, no, it wasn't that. It was just that we'd had our times. It was.
So play goes on. Players look like they've stopped. It's just before half-time. Only a couple of minutes left.
Yeah, not quite the intensity that we've seen previously. Just a bit more stop-start.
So Kula goes wide. Finds a target. Glenelg pretty content just to soak up a couple of minutes. There you go.
That's what it was.
The siren for half-time. It's been a pretty entertaining first half. Glenelg 5-8-38. The Maggies 4-8-32 lead it by 6 points. Theodoropoulos and Graham Corns. What have you seen?
Well, I've seen a really good contest. I know that. I've seen some Port Adelaide players who are very keen to re-establish their reputations and make a claim to get back in an AFL team. And I guess I've been more concerned with the Port Adelaide players, more impressed with the Port Adelaide players. But Glenelg withstood the challenge. Glenelg are actually leading by a goal, but at the same time...
6 points the margin. It's been an arm wrestle all evening.
Do you have the centre clearance stats there, Theo? Or
let me get them for you, Graham.
The perception I have is Port Adelaide are dominating them, but sometimes perception is not reality. What have we got? Centre clearance
around the ground, 22-17. Not quite the centre. The clearances in general around the ground.
Yeah, I thought they had the advantage.
So here we go. Third quarter underway. It's Laddams and an anti-climax, like when someone jumps the gun in the 100-metre final.
Well, at least he had the common sense to recall it. It was a bounce that favoured Sam Hayes.
Don't praise them too early because we know what happens.
Yeah, I know. But generally they've been pretty good.
Here we go. Carbon copy. Laddams again. Power Pepper tripped. Ball in dispute. Hanneth goes again. Clearing kick. Tries to get to Klusky. Can't mark. Arriving on the scene is Kula. He's tackled and going nowhere.
Pretty impressive, Reid Kula.
He's been pretty good, hasn't he?
First time I've seen him, to be quite honest.
So this time, big clearance again. Power Pepper puts it into a bit of space. It's Sutcliffe wrestling with Curran. And eventually it's out of bounds. That was just a test of strength with both captains just happy to look at each other and force the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, Chris Curran back in Adelaide, having been in the Riverland.
Yeah, good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, so you wouldn't know how conditioned he is, but being a great leader anyway.
Remarkable. Took a year off to complete a medicine degree.
That's right.
Not often people have that option, Cornsey.
Well, smart enough and disciplined enough to do it.
Better than most. And we'll have our third ball up.
Did have Matthew Liptak trying to do his medical degree when he was playing for the Crows. That was quite interesting and inspirational to watch, actually, how he handled it.
Well, it wasn't quite the days of today where players are encouraged to have a degree. Oh, what a tap from Laddams. Farrell on the left boot just evades Virgin. The driving ball to a hot spot again. And getting back and taking the mark is the skipper, Max Proud, the co-captain. Gee, what a tap and clearance there.
Oh, just beautiful. Put it over his shoulder. Kane Farrell ran onto it. Unfortunately, on his right leg, not his left leg. But
so here we go. Virgin goes. He's got one option short and one option long. The longer one is Hanneth. Well done. He finds the body, just marks in front of Jace Bode. So the kick inside's good. The handball to Snook. Snook's gone. Good tackle, Powell Pepper. He had 6 in the first half. Make that 7. There's Laddams. Standing start. Under pressure again. Appleton. A high ball to centre half forward. They come from everywhere. Proud stands under it. Not 15. Play on is the call. Laddams gets a bit of time to check a left foot kick. Curran in the best position. And the Bays again forced into some defensive action. Durden wins a free kick.
Gee, I tell you what, if it's not Sam Hayes, it's Pete Laddams. The Port Adelaide big men are really making their mark in this game.
Deadly combination.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you've got an out-and-out AFL player there in Pete Laddams. He plays in most teams.
Exactly.
And Sam Hayes taken just beyond pick 50, I reckon it was, in the 17 draft. And by all reports was one of the better big men in that draft. He did his ACL in the early going, so we haven't seen the best of him. We certainly haven't seen him at AFL level, but he's certainly got a long career ahead. Motlop drives the Tigers forward. Again, it's Hosey. Tries to win one through in the back. Good tackle laid.
Gee, the pressure is intense from both teams. There's very little time, very little space. Just glad it wasn't like this in our day.
Bit more open for you.
It was definitely was.
Going to let the Jumbo Jets have a bit of space on the runway. So again, congestion. 10 players outside this 50.
Yeah, Port Adelaide have got 1 player back. And it's Cam Sutcliffe, basically a small forward, trying to expose any quick movement forward.
And another stoppage. So Sutcliffe was...
But it looks like Glenelg have gone almost one-on-one, really, rather than put up a defensive zone behind the ball. They've gone one-on-one.
So again, the ball shoveled out. Virgin speculates out of midair.
It was a Lionel Messi volley.
Oh, there's Motlop. Snaps around the corner. Is a little off line.
Yeah, just there's nothing clean or attractive about the movement at the moment, because of the intense pressure around the ball. Just get the ball on the boot as quick as you can, and unfortunately that was just a bit wide.
Looks like Trent Burgoyne in a tracksuit, just limping back towards the bench. Can't see him out on the ground, so he looks done for the evening in the tracksuit. That's bad news for the Maggies. The Tigers now can break again. Motlop, we just saw, he got it from Turner. Snook says, what about me? The ball goes high to the hot spot. Lockie Hosey takes a brilliant contested mark.
Look, that was unbelievable. The pack formed. Lockie Hosey was under it, but he was under it at the front. He sort of loomed up from the front of the pack, and the very good hands. Had no right to take the mark, but he did. Now he has to kick the goal.
So Hosey going for his third. Slight angle. 45 out. It's a duck hook, but it gets there. Lockie Hosey. The Tigers get the first of the third quarter.
Window fully pinated? Some insurers don't have an option to fix it excess free. But luckily, Amy does.
Well, it didn't hit the boot well, but it went through for a goal. Just sort of went right to left. That was just the way to numbers. If you keep the ball in there long enough, you get your opportunities. An unlikely mark, because he didn't look in the front of the pack as the pack formed. He said, gee, that has to be a good grab to hold this, and it was a good grab from the front of the pack. Held it and went back, and well, he didn't kick truly, but he put it through. Put it that way.
Just a little shank that finds the fairway. Spun through, little helicopter. Gets Glenelg's 6th. There's Powell Pepper. Look at this. He's an excitement machine. He fends off Andrew Bradley. Wouldn't let him have his 10th tackle. Drives the ball forward, and a brilliant one-hander is taken at centre half forward by Ben Edwards. He's got a couple tonight. He's been pretty tidy. Just chips the ball to the hot spot. Getting back and taking the grab there is Allen.
That was a very good mark,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Both of them were very good marks.
So Allen, wide, Hanneth, good grab.
Well done.
So Glenelg have the upper hand early in this third. Allen gets it back. It's a way to boost them. Now Virgin, he's had it plenty of times tonight. He's got Proud, he ignores him.
This is the kick.
Or a risky ball into the middle of the ground to Curran, gets a free kick for the top of the arms.
It was a risky ball to the centre of the ground. He had to hold the mark.
You make a defender, force him into a decision, Cornsey, and they either get it right or get it wrong on that occasion.
Where's that to?
Slightly incorrect. That one just over the head of Moore. Haven't seen him a great deal tonight. The Tigers, another inside 50, drive to the hot spot. McBean's in good spot, good position.
Well,
Liam McBean got away from his defender, slipped McKenzie and takes a mark 15 metres out straight in front.
Well, unfortunately for Trent McKenzie, he slipped. He looks down at his boots, he's looking at his sprigs, and I guess it's one thing the young players don't do enough of these days. They don't check their sprigs, so they go with the rubber moulded soles, and on some grounds it's an expensive mistake. If you slip, as he did then, it just allowed Liam McBean to run onto the ball. Took an uncontested mark. Should put it through, but you know what happens when you say that.
Funnier things have happened. For a 19-point margin, Liam McBean converts. The Tigers get their 7th on the board. So it's going to be a promising evening when your two jumbo jet key forwards have 3 apiece and you've got 7 in total.
Well, exactly right, and it's really against the trend because Port Adelaide's midfield are dominating. The ruckmen are giving their midfield in Power Pepper and Tommy Rockcliffe and Kane Farrell a good look at the ball, but the defence is standing firm and they're rebounding effectively.
Sutcliffe into the middle. Hayes wins that. Oh, wow. Rolls Royce tap. Gives them first look. Curran front spot. Can't mark. Glenelg can tidy up again. Park got hands on it. Proud. Martini.
Done well.
Pink in best position and good grab. Well done, Toby Pink.
Great move.
Good hands. His chipping ball down the line. McBean held from one arm.
Yeah,
he's getting the better of McKenzie in the last couple of minutes.
He's a handful. He's big. He's talented.
Oh, a big fly.
Reynolds,
Grab wasn't taken. It was Reynolds. And the ball out of play. Got one hand on it.
He got one hand on it. Didn't hold the mark, but hit the ground running and was able to knock it forward again. So he flew for it, kept his feet.
An energetic start to this second half, Cornsey. Glenelg have the early going. Bradley has to confront a contest.
Almost
with Westbrook.
Out of bounds.
Goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's impressive. Glenelg lifted their intensity to match Port Adelaide's.
Game just starting to come to life, perhaps. A few tired bodies as the game wears on. You mentioned conditioning might be an issue for some of the Maggie's top-up players. Bradley goes in low.
Don't do it.
Do
not do it.
Oh, it does come out.
That umpire was hovering to give holding the ball.
He was. Not a great deal of space for any of the players to work with. Such is the way this game's gone tonight. Another contest forms. Sam Hayes has been the dominant ruckman on the ground. He wins that one again. Farrell's there to lay a tackle. As you were once more. SANFLdigitalpass.com.au. Any round, anywhere, anytime. Great to bring this game to you from ACH Group Stadium at Glenelg. Theo Doropoulos and Graham Corns up in the upper deck. A mark to the hot spot. Wasn't paid to Toby Pink. Probably didn't have hands on it. Leanett can break now. He doesn't have much ahead of him. Laddam's now in best position. The cavalry comes late from Curran. He lends a hand. Virgin has to go. He does. The ball ricochets to Powell Pepper. Oh, he collects. Wowee.
What a contest.
What a contest it was. Park had to go.
Well, hang on.
Park went, and I think it is Powell Pepper down.
No, he's getting up. He's getting up.
He hit that at full pace. That is vintage Sam Powell Pepper.
They're both sore. There's no doubt about it. They're both Sam Pepper. Well, he's up. shaking his head, he's right. And
Callum Park's looking back to say, what was that?
Callum Park's rubbing his head.
And now he's got to go and chase his opponent, who's about to get this ball here. And
he's half
Powell
pace.
Pepper's going again.
He's half pace.
He's done well to force the contest. Breaking through the middle of the ground is Farrell, swinging on the left boot. Sells some candy, should put it through, hits it off the instep and drags it wide.
Well, Kane Farrell is definitely better than that. He didn't hit the ball sweetly. Came off the side of his boot. That had to be scored.
Callum Park just going for a breather. A little bit of a massage perhaps. Boy, Powell Pepper just put an absolute bullet through the chest there. Hosey edged under the ball. Turns to goes. Leanet's got a bit of work to do. Oh, in some space is Reynolds, the opportunist. And he puts Glenelg's 8th on the board out to 57, leading the Tigers by 24 points.
What a day. Got to sweat it out. Let the pressure out. Push on. Come on. Mo, bring it on. Ion for hydration. Powerade.
Well, that was opportunist. I mean, really, there was nothing clean or attractive about that. The ball just rushed forward pretty quickly. I think it was Brett Turner. Didn't try and take it, just pushed it out. He was surrounded by Port Adelaide players, didn't have any chance of taking it, but he pushed it out, and Luke Reynolds was able to take the ball, turn onto his left, and it was an easy goal. But you have to say it's against the trend of play.
Well, it feels that way. It feels like the Maggies have a lot of field position and dominance of the match itself, but the Tigers have kicked 3 goals in this third term.
I must say it's
so the run of play changing perhaps.
It's the Tigers' pressure. They're just getting to the contest. They're quick legs. I'm really impressed with the pace of some of these Glenelg players. That's a dangerous kick.
Partington drives to centre half forward, and the mark cut off.
Yeah, if you centre the ball, you've got to be more sure about it than that.
Again, it comes back from where it was. Oh, good mark at the back from Edwards.
He's
I've liked him.
Impressive, this young fellow, isn't he?
A couple of goals, a couple of good grabs. He goes long to the hot spot. Sutcliffe's waiting down. Flying was Durden. He went for the fist and couldn't mark. Powell Pepper on the right boot, runs into an open goal and puts it through. Sam Powell Pepper gets one back for the Maggies.
Do you stay in or get out? Remain in your vehicle until help arrives. You'll be shocked by what you don't know.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Port Adelaide have played well enough to have had some impression on the scoreboard, and Sam Powell Pepper particularly has been in everything. He's trying to lift the Port Adelaide team, as is Kane Farrell. But I tell you what, this young Ben Edwards, is that his name?
Yeah.
Benjamin Edwards. Now, he's a top-up player. He's making people sit up and take notice of him.
McBean and Laddams.
Yeah, it makes a difference when McBean goes into the centre.
Sutcliffe, Laddams, Sutcliffe. Handballs into a bit of space. A turnover for McBean. If he can gather, he can. Now the Tigers can hit a target. It's Hosey. Well, a nice little pass in there, wasn't it? And Hosey had an acre of space out in front of him, Cornsey.
It was a beautiful
He took it on the chest.
It was a beautiful pass, but it was caused by the pressure of the Glenelg midfielders. Port Adelaide had 2 or 3 clear possessions, but every time they put it to a teammate, there was a Glenelg jumper coming at them. So it caused the turnover, and it was a beautiful play.
Hosey from the same spot. He kicked one earlier in the quarter, just hangs this one outside.
You can't miss them. You cannot miss them when you're playing Port Adelaide.
No, he would have backed him in from there for sure. Played a couple of games for North and was okay.
Yeah, we've taken mid-year draft, unfortunately.
Yeah, in the premiership year.
Missed out on the premiership. You wonder about that. I mean, of course he wants to have a crack at AFL footy, but gee, that was great.
More great smother.
Yeah.
Toby Pink got a hand on the ball. Here's Matty Snook. Matty Snooker, you're guilty. And Glenelg get another one. They're running away.
Just stand aside.
How close is too close? Stay
Well, that's
10 metres away
concentration
from
alert
down
when the
power lines.
Port Adelaide player was trying to take the kick off. The Glenelg player, often they just let them run out and take their kick, but he made a determined effort to try and put pressure on, and in fact got a hand of the ball, half smothered the kick off when it came to the Glenelg player, who just put it back over his head. It was you've got to put it down to the smother from the kickoff, which doesn't often happen.
Sam Hayes again back in the middle, winning that tap beautifully. Beautiful passage from Matty Snook. There was a great deal of pressure up forward, and he pounced. When you've won a Jack Odie and you can stand up on the big stage, you seize your opportunity and your moment, and he did that, Matty Snook. 25-point lead to the Tigers. Halfway through, just past the midpoint in this third term. Here's Sam Powell-Pepper to collect. No, just overruns that. Here he goes, gets a handball on the outside. He's been lively tonight. Very good kick from Sam Powell-Pepper. Finds the chest of Jake Wiedemann. Just working himself into an AFL recalled Powell-Pepper. He's covered the ground well. He's done it at both ends. Ken Hinkley would be happy with what he's seen. Here's Laddams, turns crowd inside. Opportunist snap on goal is pretty good from Edwards again, that man. He's got his third.
Well, Pete Laddams has made his mark on this game, there's no doubt. He's so agile and he's got a good football brain. He took the ball, turned his Glenelg opponent, put it into the path of Edwards, who took it and snapped it. Now, this young Ben Edwards is playing in a key forward position, and he's done some really nice things. And as I said, he's not on Port Adelaide's list. He's a top-up player. He's making everybody take some notice of him, playing out of the goal square as we speak.
Well, he's kicked 3 of the Powers, the Maggies 6, I beg your pardon.
But he's worked up the ground really effectively as well. So Sam Hayes against Jack
Hanneth is back in.
Hanneth, yeah.
They both stayed aground. This time it's Hanneth to Snook. Snook's wrapped up immediately. Big day of footy tomorrow too for both South Australian sides.
Yeah, indeed. Crows down in
Launceston.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Winnable against Hawthorn?
Well, at the moment, but gee, it's a difficult ground to play on. Hawthorn are at home there. Crows,
not many teams beat them down there, do they?
Not many. So look, it'll be a big effort. Wait to see.
Schofield bumped as he kicked. Tumbles one out in front of Appleton, who has to go against Virgin. Does well.
Yeah, he did well.
Schofield dances around. Good smother again. Look at his speed. The recovery speed there was electric. Well, that was more, it was. Bounced to his feet and chased it down. Free kick's been won by the Tigers. Going to Motlop on the far side.
That was sensational football.
So a scrappy ball forward, centre wing. Again, here's Appleton. Ball out in front of him.
Out of bounds. Is that Michael Virgin with pink boots?
Comes inside to Wisdom.
And here we go again. Port Adelaide have set up behind the ball, and Glenelg just kicking it backwards and forwards. Someone's got to be brave. Someone has to move the ball quickly.
The Proud's breaking back to defence. He's ignored. Little chip kick over the top. Finds another man. It's up Motlop from here.
Don't kick it backwards. Marlon, do not kick it backwards. So he kicks it backwards.
Well, Virgin, he's got to come to Proud then. Otherwise, they're just trying to draw Port Adelaide out of their little holding pattern that they're in. Wisdom now, he's going to use the co-captain.
Oh, not a good kick.
It's going to sit for him. He's got a man in front of us down to the commentary position is Allen. So now they've shifted the Maggies across the ground. But again, they're just dropping back to protect the corridor. To force Allen to kick to centre half forward. Leanett was all over Bradley, a mismatch if ever you've seen one. The ball tumbles to ground. It's Cooler again at the bottom of this pack.
He did well. He was over the ball, but he didn't drag it in, and the Port Adelaide player did drag it in, but the umpire wasn't fooled.
Bode, Martini, great tackle. Oh, high tackle, Page. I thought that was a fair tackle.
Yeah, it looked fair to hear from here, didn't it?
Martini wasn't shaken.
He's played well.
He's played all right. Kicks to the hot spot. Good Mark McKenzie. You've never had a martini in your life, have you? Never
no,
had the pleasure?
Never had one.
Have a couple of olives. Trust me, they're delightful.
We had a training camp in Fiji one year. The boys made me have a tequila, but never again.
Oh, what a way. If that's your one and only drink to experience.
It was the ritual of the salt and the lemon that was sort of a bit of fun, but one was enough.
Here he is. Here is the man. Martini drives it to the hot spot. Hosey stands under it. And a grab over the top comes from Toby Pink. Well, the Magpies defender's just a little confused. There was a bit of space. It just floated over their head. And Toby Pink good enough to bob up at the back. And he'll have a set shot from directly in front, 40 metres out.
Well, he likes the occasion, Toby Pink. You might recall it was he who put the Glenelg under-18s in front with that kick after the siren to bounce through 15 players to...
Oh, boy.
Nice. Toby, come on.
Lucky to register a score.
Toby, you give a guy a rap and he does that.
It's happened to you a lot tonight, Cornsey.
Who's got the ball? Jared Leonard? Or Trent McKenzie? No, Trent McKenzie, is it? Can't see from here.
They've kicked 4 for the quarter, the Tigers.
Yeah, it's McKenzie.
McKenzie goes long again. Clears the danger zone. Oh, good grab taken at the back by Sam Durden.
Yeah.
So now move it in quick. They go deep to the pocket. Hosey calls for it in front of McKenzie. Oh, he flies. Jeez, he nearly took it in. There's Bradley, gets his hands clear, did well to evade the traffic. And a ball out of play. Gee, Hosey's got some spring.
Yeah, it was probably the wrong place to put it. Put it deep into the pocket rather than just slightly out from the square. But it's in Glenelg's forward line, put it that way.
20-point lead to the Tigers. Maggies can work it around and just clear the danger for now. There he is, that man again, Graham.
My word. I like this guy.
Ben Edwards.
Ben Edwards.
Pete Laddams in a wrestle. They lock up. Just knocks it down. Martini's tackled by Sutcliffe. Bradley's under some pressure from Wildman. Eventually the clearing kick. It's a high up and under ball. Is out of bounds on the full. But the Tigers dominating. 272 disposals to 214. But it's the marks, Cornsey, 79 to 18.
They're mainly uncontested, though, I think. There's been a couple of magnificent contested marks, don't get me wrong, but they've just been chipping it around as much as anything.
So the fist comes, Durden clears. There's one. There's Leonard. He's got a little bandage around his scone. Bit of claret early on. Drives the Magpies deep into the forward line. There's a free kick paid. It's going the Tigers' way. Michael Virgin.
It's the pink boots.
15 hitouts to 43. The Maggies have dominated that aspect. 29 clearances to 22. Inside 50s, 35 to 37. So pretty level there.
No, it's Glenelg's pressure around the ball and to get to the Port Adelaide player when the ball is loose. That's been the big difference. And then they've been able to break cleanly.
So Partington has to go at ground level to force a contest. Oh, the ball tumbles out. It's SANFL Pepper. Just fends off Andrew Bradley. We've seen that again tonight. The second time he's done that. Trent McKenzie drives to Laddams just over his head. Ball at the back. Chris Curran's good enough to get it at ground level. Laddams is there too. Swinging on to the right boot to pop one through is Campbell Wildman. Well done to that young man, and he gets the Magpies 7th. And they close, Graham.
They're not going away. They have a belief, as I said before, you would be concerned about the conditioning of the non-listed players, the top-up players, but they're making a contest, they're getting the ball forward, and they're taking their opportunities. They've closed now to within 14 points. So Glenelg might have thought when they got 4 goals clear that the game was over. It is not over. It's not over particularly when you've got big men dominating. And Port Adelaide's big men in Laddams and particularly Sam Hayes and this young fellow Ben Edwards, they're just very impressive. And Hayes again.
So we've seen a lot of scoring in this quarter, a heavy scoring quarter indeed. Both sides piling it on. Free kicks paid.
Yeah, it just looks like Port Adelaide have lifted. just getting to the contest a bit more enthusiastically.
7 goals scored in this third term, nearing the end of this period. 14-point lead to the Tigers, and again,
Powell Pepper again.
There he is, that man. Martini just gets a hand on. Matty Snook, Virgin under pressure. They have to retreat, the Tigers. Eventually the tumbling kick is touched off the boot. It's coming back to the hot spot. And flying through to fist the ball out of play is Sam Durden.
He's been good, he's been impressive.
He's been solid, hasn't he?
Yeah. Blow the siren.
It never gets old. It's funny every time. In the opening minutes, when a point's on the board, it's still funny. Like when they run past the post the first time in the first lap of the Adelaide Cup, there's always someone celebrating. There's still 3,000 to go.
Oh, Sam Powell
there he goes.
Pepper
He hits
again.
it hard, Sam Powell Pepper. Tumbling punt comes towards the grandstand side. Leanett leads the way. He's pushed out of play by Lockie Hosey, who's in unfamiliar territory, but
yeah, well, now it's
doing
Glenelg,
both ends.
it's Glenelg who are pressing against Port Adelaide's
14 points. Siren should sound in the next couple of moments. Sam Hayes takes it well. The lights on in the Glenelg coach's box, so they're preparing to come down. The coaches, Motlop's there. The ball trickles beyond his possession. Farrell gets a touch. Williams got the first goal of the game from this position. Has a crack from that spot and gets his second. Well done, Dylan Williams. Right on the stroke of three-quarter time. He gets the Magpies 8th.
Well, that's how you do it. You don't mess around with the ball. When you've got the ball inside 50, or he was right on 50, on his left leg, he knew he had the distance. Just have a crack at it. What have you got to lose? Glenelg's defence has been really good. There's no point trying to break that when you can clear it, and he actually cleared it. Good work on the goal line. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Edwards. It might have been Laddams, but they shepherded the ball through. Now we really have got a contest. Well, we've had one all day, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Glenelg did get out to a 4-goal lead, but you never felt totally comfortable with that.
These two sides, they don't like each other. There's a lot of respect, but they just flat out don't like each other, and the games reflect that. Free kick should be paid for a hold, and is. But Dylan Williams, picked 23 in the 2019 draft, highly rated young man. Flying shot there from Turner, goes all of 60 metres. And the kick on the siren is just stopped before it crosses the line. So there you go, Cornsey, an arm wrestle. What did you see?
Well, look, a great contest. Glenelg jumped out to a 4-goal lead there at one stage, but you never felt comfortable because Port Adelaide's midfield have been good all day. We've been raving about their big men, Laddams and Hayes, but the Sam Powell Pepper's been good. Kane Farrell's been good. They've been pretty good in defence with Leanett. And that was the prevailing win, but big test for Glenelg here.
Well, one thing to watch for is it doesn't look like Tom Rockliff's in the middle of the ground. Now, with the Power playing tomorrow night, we might see him get a bit of a rest, just in case.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm not sure he's named in the AFL side.
Sam Powell Pepper's there.
Sam Powell Pepper is there.
Cam Sutcliffe is there.
Rockliff is named as an emergency for tomorrow night, so I reckon they might just cool his heels in this last quarter in case they need to call on his services tomorrow evening against St Kilda. So the last term underway. Which way will it go? 30 minutes to figure it out here at Glenelg. Holding the ball's paid.
Oh no.
It's going to be Kane Farrell. Now he's going to have to kick from beyond 50, but he's got the journey in him. He is a wonderful left-footed kick. He's probably the best at the club.
He's definitely got the journey, and he's on the right side too. He'll just come onto his left side, drag it back. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't make the distance.
Well, wouldn't this give them a boost, the Maggies, in the opening minutes of this last quarter? Kane Farrell looks like a beautiful 7-9. He's kicked it from beyond 50. Kane Farrell.
Window fully pinated? Some insurers don't have an option to fix it excess free. But luckily, Amy does.
Well, that's what he's capable of. Kane Farrell, he's been very good today. He's been busy in the midfield. He spread from the midfield then, there was no doubt about it, took the ball and well, it was a whiff, a free kick really, whether it was there or not, we can debate that. But once he had it inside 55 metres, going towards that northern end, it was a beautiful kick.
Just like that, we're back at a 2-point margin. Hayes flies again. Free kicks paid. This time, Matty Snook for holding on.
Oh, it's a horrible kick.
There's a bit of a mongrel. Attacking it well is Toby Pink. Barges a few down, and Cam Sutcliffe's getting a free kick for a hold.
Come on, up, you're killing us.
Let him play. Sam Powell-Pepper. Again, he's been the difference.
There's the man who's killing them.
Here's Schofield. Bode. Running for him is Strange.
Yeah.
Haven't heard much of him tonight. Into the forward pocket.
Well, he's been busy, young Strange, in the first couple of minutes of this quarter. So, as you say, we haven't seen a lot of him, but if he's got fresh legs and he's going to make an impact, he's certainly doing that.
So tossed in deep. The Maggies taking some territory early on. Hannah Snook at ground level. Dispossessed. Socket off the ground. Leanett does well to get a hand. Well done, McBean. Turns his man. Got runners, evades traffic. Did well, the big man. And now Pink on the receiving end in a bit of space on centre wing. Now he's got runners moving for him. Partington breaks and takes Bode with him. That's where he goes now. Bode's facing the wrong direction. Partington's in a good spot. Great mark, Trent McKenzie.
Magnificent mark.
Running back with the flight.
Yeah,
that's an absolute beaut.
That's a match-saving mark.
His story was remarkable, Cornsey.
Yeah.
He was on the scrap heap, made a name for himself last year, worked his way back and was one of the Power's more reliable defenders. Tidy mark by Farrell on centre wing. And just unfortunately for him, but fortunately for the Power, Alia made the move over, and he's just transformed the way their backline looks.
Opportunities will come. You just have to be ready to take them.
Schofield sells some candy, and geez, that would have been one for the highlight reel for the rest of the season, but just misses on the near side. Alia, he's just made the way the Power set up and the way they attack, and he just throws a different look.
He's been a big difference. If anything, Port Adelaide were undersized in defence last year. He's solved that problem for them. But Port Adelaide, with all the attacking in the first few minutes of this quarter, the margin is back to 2 points. And Glenelg don't look like they've got any opportunity to seize back the momentum.
That's how it's felt the whole game, is that the Maggies have done a lot of the attacking early, and then towards the back end of the quarters we've seen a flurry of goals. Of course, the Bays had the run of the third term, kicking a couple of goals in a row to start, and then the Maggies hit back. But we just see a bit of this holding pattern, don't we?
Well, we've got a game, we've got a contest, that's what you want.
Probably about 5 minutes gone. The opening goal of this last quarter going to Kane Farrell with a delightful long-range bomb from a set shot. Can't get a kick away. Allen holding the ball. Good tackle from Wildman.
Tried to get it to his boot, but he just couldn't. There's something about Port Adelaide, they can sense this. Jared Leanett. He could almost reach the goal square from here.
Right on the centre circle.
So he
puts it long into some space. Oh, Laddams.
What a kick.
It's a wonderful kick.
Yeah.
Great set play. He took a bit of time. Laddams circled back, made sure he had the space on the near side of the ground, and Leanett just put it into space and said, how about that?
Well, it's one of the weapons Jared Leanett has got. He's got a beautiful leg, he's got a long leg, and as we saw then, he's got a precise kick. That ball was punched in low and hard to the leader, and Laddams hit him right on the chest.
Hasn't kicked one tonight, Pete Laddams, just the one behind to his name. But he's been busy. This to give the Maggies the lead. He's a little thin.
He kicked through it, but he pushed it to the left-hand side. Glenelg just holding on here.
Again, the Maggies force him into a short one.
Well
Good
played.
fist. Comes from Wildman.
Wild man. It's a good name to have for a football player.
It's been a good game, this.
And he did well. All he had to do was get to it, get a fist on it, and punch it out of bounds. Holds it in Port Adelaide's forward line.
You going to wander down Jetty Road after this and see what's around?
I think I'll be pretty much wandering home.
Lean it. Swings onto Sutcliffe, rather. Swings onto the right boot. Drives the Maggies to the hot spot. Crumb at ground level. The kick is offline. Oh, it's behind. That was out of bounds. Appleton, it was. Near the Glenelg coach's box next to us. Just wonder whether that was within the boundary of the scoring area, Graham.
So scores a level.
65 apiece.
Oh, that's a
free kick paid. There you go. Looks like Bradley.
Been doing it all day.
That's another one. Never get tired of that. There he is, Andrew Bradley. What a man he is. Toby Pink gets rid of his defender and takes a good grab. Hanneth is ambling through the middle. He's ignored. McBean's the target, and what a grab. Gets it on the chest, and for a bit of good measure, cops one from the mush from Luke Reynolds.
Look, I know we've been doing it all day. They've struggled to get out of Port Adelaide's forward line, and when they've done it, they've been able to break quickly, and Lee McBean has been extremely good, along with Lockie Hosey, of course, but he's such a big, imposing man. He's so agile, provides a great target, and hopefully for all the Glenelg supporters here, he will kick straight here.
You got the yellow jumper on underneath?
Well, you wouldn't expect me not to, would you?
No, not at all, given the circumstances. So McBean doesn't flush it at all. Out on the full. That's not what you expect from your star forward.
The footy gods are conspiring against the Bays. Lean it with the ball again, is it? Yeah.
Driving one. Oh, look at Hayes has some space.
Oh, well, that was a beautiful
marks well, wasn't it?
Just saw him, recognised that he was there, put it right down his throat.
Hanneth was off the ground, and that's a good mark taken by Allen. He swings onto the left. With some room now is Motlop,
who's been very quiet, I might add.
Bradley breaks for him. He's watched by Bode. He takes him out of the congestion. A flat ball this time. Goes over the back. Bailey off hands. That looks like Partington in front of goal. And there you go, Cornsey. The Tigers back in front.
Nothing clean or scientific about it, but effective. You just get the ball in the right place, get it out to a player who's got some time or space, and that's all. Have Luke Partington giving the ball inside 20 or 30. He's going to hurt you, but it wasn't convincing. But it's a goal on the board to Glenelg. They go out to another 6-point lead, but we are in for a really cracking finish, I can assure you.
So 10 gone. Laddams gives away a free kick to McBean.
These ruck infringements are so hard to work out. You've got two big guys. What could Pete Laddams do then, really?
Look at them all flood forward. McBean, kick's just cut off. There he is, Powell Pepper, well done. Look away, handball is good. Finds Wildman. Laddams dropped what he should have taken. Virgin has to wait for him to gather before tackling. He does well. Laddams butters up again. Virgin lays another tackle. And the ball is knocked out of play. Listen to this ovation.
Pete Laddams just kneels on Michael Virgin as he gets up. Let's see if this umpire can throw it in straight. He's had a bit of trouble with his direction.
You've changed your tune.
Well, it's been going a bit skew-if. No, that's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
Very good, actually.
Laddams this time does nothing wrong. The ball doesn't come out. It does now. Partington lays the tackle on Appleton. Snook gets his hands on one and tumbles it forward. Oh, Pink, great hands. Great hands, Toby Pink. Now, Lockie Hosey wants it long. He wants it. He's got Garner on him. He now gets it in his direction. Probably a little bit late. Gives Leonard a chance to drop back. Ball goes to ground now. The Bay swarm unable to gather his
good defence.
Klusky in the forward pocket.
Good defence from Port Adelaide, though. They just didn't allow the mark.
Righto, well, the crowd coming to life a touch.
We've had a game. We've had a game from the very first bounce.
Certainly been a privilege to be a part of it. Darcy Bailey tries to shark this one. Can't get clean hands. Partington again. His shot is out of bounds. Absolutely beautiful game of football on SANFL Digital Pass. Any round, anywhere, anytime you're watching on sanfldigitalpass.com.au. Theo Doropoulos and Graham Corns with you. Glenelg by a kick over the Maggies. Trent McKenzie, just a little chip shot, a punch from a few deep is Proud. Sam Hayes couldn't mark right in front of us. Seeing some action right up close. We have to say, Cornsey, it's been played on the far side a lot tonight. The crowd coming to life.
Isn't it always played on the far side?
Always unfair.
Any footy match you go to, it's always played on the far side. There it is, the skew and throw.
Bugbear of Graham Corns. Darcy Bailey can't get a clean kick. It's punched out of bounds, and this young man will have another opportunity to correct his throwing. Listen to the locals.
Oh, that's good. Everyone's involved. Good crowd, good night, good contest.
The cricket club's full over there too.
Well, all the Glenelg past players are over there. That's where they meet.
That's where the footy club players are they?
Yeah.
Well, that will be an evening.
Pushed in there.
There you go, Laddams infringes again. So Sam Hayes just been moved forward, and all of a sudden the Tigers have got the upper hand. Hosey flies and misses. Free kick given. An unrealistic attempt. Advantage paid to Ethan Moore. Does well, hits a target. It's Farrell. And now what have the Maggies got in attack?
Yeah, they need to move it quickly.
Hayes back in the middle of the ground. This one just wider of him. Proud the fist. Ground level. Ball out of play. Be thrown in. Nearly 15 minutes gone. An absolute cracker we've seen tonight. 10-11-71 the Maggies. 9-11-65.
You'd think the crowd would be enough to get Glenelg home, but it's not a very vigorous or vocal crowd. You'd think there'd be a bit more noise.
Maybe they're nervous, Cornsey. They're a little apprehensive.
Always nervous.
Ball over the back. Garner taken in a tackle. There's the noise you wanted.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Glenelg's pressure and tackling, though. There's no doubt about it. As good as SANFL, Pepper, Kane Farrell, Sam Hayes have been, Glenelg's pressure at ground level has matched them.
Hayes it is back in the ruck, wins that one down. Powell Pepper again, the two experienced heads combine for the Maggies. Taken at ground level there, looked like Curran's at fullback. Martini.
Could have been Martini, but pretty hard to tell on the other side of the ground.
I think it was Martini. So the next goal absolutely essential for the Maggies. Yeah, just makes the Tigers nervous, and for the Tigers just gives them a little bit of breathing space. So a free kick just outside the 50.
Big leg.
Cooler it was. Speculative snap on goal is out on the full. We've seen a lot of out of bounds on the fulls tonight, Cornsey. We don't have those numbers, but it must have been a dozen times.
Oh, Devil, but there's been lots of pressure. They haven't. Not many set shots have gone out, but I must say, Reid Cooler, he's got a magnificent leg on him. Jared Leonard, so's he.
That 60-metre ball. Sam Hayes works his way to the front. Can't mark. Hanneth is there. Oh, the handball's gone the wrong direction for the Tigers. Missed the target and gave the Maggies 5 or 10 metres, but it's pinballed out of play.
Yeah, it's a real arm wrestle at the moment. You can almost say next goal wins. I mean, it's
going to be hard to pick a 3-2-1 for you.
Do I have to?
Well, I think so.
They're going to be all Port Adelaide players, I think.
Well,
maybe
McBean and Hosey have got 3 each.
McBean, Hosey,
Snook's been pretty good. Powell Pepper's led the way for the Maggies.
Virgin has been probably the best of the Glenelg players, I think.
Patrolled half-back. With this, the contest just stepping it up a notch, the Maggies. Their pressure is relentless. No clean ball given. One into the middle of the ground. Players have to go. They come from everywhere. Bode's there. Allen too. Allen follows up at ground level. Does well. Player left in the middle of the ground. Looked like Kuller. Just on one knee. There he's applying pressure. No, it was Reynolds. Another snap. Man dropping back. Drops what he should have taken Virgin. Goes in again and forces a contest.
Yeah, difficult mark. But not impossible, and just the pressure of the anticipated pressure caused the fumble. But now it's in a dangerous spot. Port Adelaide's forward pocket.
So who can gather? No clean ball. Players everywhere around this one, and a high tackle is paid. It's going the Maggies' way. You can hear Graham's groan.
Well,
I think it was there.
I didn't see it clearly enough, but you just can't give away free kicks like that in tense games. It's Sam Powell Pepper. Well, if they win, he's been the man. Simply not just for the amount of touches he's had, but just the endeavour that he shows, the impression he gets, the inspiration he gives his teammates with his attack on the ball and his attack on the player. This is going to be a difficult kick, though.
So Sam Powell Pepper to tie the game is just a little narrow. It looked okay, made the goal umpire work, and he had to think about it.
He did have to think about it. Could be an important point.
We're in that territory.
Bit of a cliche, that, isn't it?
Well, it happens.
So 3 kicks and we're only 15 metres from the kickoff line.
Well, it's not unusual. Oh, that one, Virgin grab. Even the coach's box, you can see they're uneasy. They are uneasy in there. Brett Hand's shifting in his seat, just assessing what's going on. This kick mark passage of play from the Tigers. They've done it all night until they're ready to move the ball forward, which is now a dump kick down the line to McBean, forces a contest and a stoppage, which is a win for the Bays at this stage.
Do you reckon? I think it's more a win for Port Adelaide, the way
their clearance work,
the way their big men have been dominating, and Sam Powell Pepper, he's there.
Well, I think it's good for the Tigers in that it just clears the danger zone for now. There, Hayes wins it again. Maggie's a chain of handballs. So there is no Rockcliffe on the ground. He'll play no further part. He'd be in the tracksuit preparing for tomorrow, just in case. Hosey's in A1 position, and Hosey! Listen to the roar. Lockie Hosey takes a grab 25 metres out, directly in front. And Graham Corns, this is an absolutely essential kick for Lockie Hosey.
Totally against the run of play there. That's what you get with it. It was an open forward line. Glenelg had an open forward line. It was a long kick to no one in particular. Lockie Hosey was able to run onto it. Had desperate Port Adelaide defenders running back with him, but he was able to run back onto it. It was a relatively easy chess mark. He now has the responsibility of kicking the goal.
So here he goes, Lockie Hosey for an 11-point lead. He's all class, he pumps his fist in the air, and the Tigers get it out to 11 points.
What a day. Gotta sweat it out. Let the pressure out. Push on. Come on. Tomorrow, bring it on. High on full hydration. Powerade.
Now they come alive. Now the fans are chanting that traditional chant, Tigers with a clap, clap, clap. And, gee, he's played well, Lockie Hosey. He's been significant. That's his 4th goal.
4th goal of the night.
4th goal out of 11. It's a big effort. And look, Port Adelaide have still got time. Only 2 straight kicks. Sam Hayes in the middle, and he's been dominant all night.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. McBean this time. Partington shovels one over the shoulder. Bursting through. Schofield. Powell Pepper. Is dispossessed over the ball. Listen to the crowd.
It's the only mistake he's made all night. Spun out of trouble, but spun straight back into trouble and lost the ball. Incorrect disposal.
Martini's
been good.
He's been okay.
Shocking.
McBean.
Concerned about that kick.
Just gave it a bit too much air.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Well, the kick in the middle of the ground is risky, but it works. Well done there, Brett Turner. Swings onto the right boot. That one to no one in particular. And a touch on this one.
Just.
Oh, it's paid a free kick.
Oh, the umpire overruled the boundary umpire.
Shower of boos raining down. Oh, good grab, Liam McBean.
So McBean and Hosey. McBean's made a big difference when he's gone into the ruck on the ball. He seems to have nullified Hayes or Laddams and taken a really important mark there.
So drives them forward again, the Tigers. Allen removed from that contest. Legally, the umpire said Powell Pepper gets a handball through in close quarters. Schofield. His inward ball doesn't hit a target. Socket off the ground now. Sutcliffe has to go. McBean at ground level. The free kick is paid. Matty Snook takes the advantage. Heads to Hosey again. Hosey can't mark. Toby Pink is on the scene. Crashes in but can't win the ball. Creates a bit of space. Bradley there can't gather. Hosey could have got one high and has.
No.
He put his head over the ball, Lockie Hosey. He was in position 1 and he's already like a bowler getting ready to deliver. He's already walked back to the top of his mark. The umpire had barely paid the free kick, but Lockie Hosey going for his 5th and his 2nd in a couple of minutes.
Look, I'd like to see it again. You don't like this is a deciding kick, and you hate to see games decided like this.
This is almost for the game then. Lockie Hosey, he's done it again. The 5th for Lockie Hosey, and the Tigers have some breathing space.
Do you stay in or get out? Remain in your vehicle until help arrives. You'll be shocked by what you don't know.
Well, it might be enough. As I said, you don't like to see games decided like that. It was an important kick, an important free kick. I reserve my judgment on it, but it's probably enough now to give Glenelg the breathing space they need. Lee McBean back in the centre. He's nullified, and he does it again.
Garner, ball not clear. Reynolds just misses his target, but goes again to lend a hand. Bode puts the pressure on. There's Klusky. Partington drives it forward. Hosey, he couldn't again, could he? Umpire calls play on this time. You can hear the crowd. Bradley nearly took a slips catch, and the ball is kicked out of play. Well, Hosey going to be thrown in. Lockie Hosey's just carving a nice little night out for himself, Cornsey.
He could easily have been paid that free kick, to be quite honest, but I think Glenelg were just about broken port. Oh, what's in the back? It's in the back.
Yeah, it was agricultural there from Laddams. So deep into the 4th quarter, Hosey's the man again. Good mark this time. Lean it. Touch ball is the call. Laddams clearing ball down the line, needs a grab from the Maggies. Can't find a shirt. Contest forms. Ball trickles out the back. And again, it's scrappy. They've forced all the way to half forward, Laddams.
Again, geez, been good.
And up and under. Well, players collide. Brilliant contest on the outer side.
Well, that's been a feature of the game, the contest. The speed of legs to get to the contest, to get to the fall of the ball has been so impressive, both sides.
Probably 5 minutes to go. It's the Tigers by 17. A very happy Graham Corns.
Not yet. It's only 3 straight kicks.
3 in a row. They'd have to do something special from here. The Maggies late, but you wouldn't put it past them. The way this game has unfolded in the night. Both sides have had the momentum swings and they've ridden that wave. Glenelg the upper hand. Another goal seals it. But a goal for the Maggies makes it very interesting. Powell Pepper again getting involved. He's earned himself a vote. You'd think he's been very good tonight. And what he has done is he said to Ken Hinkley, I'm back mentally, I'm back in a good space, which is wonderful to hear. When players take a break from the game, we want them to come back in the right frame of mind, and he's done that tonight.
Look, I won't preempt anything, Theo, but he's earned himself more than a vote.
Yep. Well, he's been Port's best.
Clearly.
Well, Sam Hayes as well.
Well, it's hard to split. I mean, they're very good players.
You might have to.
Okay. No, it's crystallising in my brain.
Okay, we'll let you have a think. So driving ball to the hot spot. Mark not paid. The snap from Sutcliffe somehow gets through a crowd, but hits the post.
Hits the post. That's a let off for the Bays. Port Adelaide are coming. They haven't lied down.
So Virgin going to play the outer side and chew up some time.
That's it.
Well, he got a bit of the ball. Looked like he got the ball there.
Front on contact, I would have thought, but hey, who am I to umpire?
They were good, they were bad, then they were good, then they were bad again tonight.
That's umpires.
Has anyone ever seen the umpires and said they've had a good night? There's always someone upset.
When you don't notice them, they've had a good night.
It's like Williams on the left. He's kicked a couple, been pretty tidy. Free kick should be played there for a hold, isn't. Well, now it is from the non-controlling umpire, so sanity reigns. A calm head, the order of the day.
Right, probably time where you can hold on to possession.
So a long ball, a big pack. Glenelg will look for a couple of contests. Hosey, little soccer skills, does well, finds McBean. Here's Darcy Bailey. He's got a runner on the outside. Partington's under pressure, blindsided.
Just give the ball.
Great tackle from Wildman. Now, he should have had a bit of awareness there, Partington. Someone should have told him. He had to give it straight away. It's a free kick there. Strange.
Just been cleaned up by Trent McKenzie, but he got to his feet. Good mark under pressure.
So he's got to go quickly and hit a chest. Schofield just beyond his fingers. Powell Pepper was tripped. Play on, advantage paid. Lean it, dummies. Candy around Bailey. Laddams again sold a candy to his own man, and then his chip kick forward is a good mark to Hayes.
Sam Hayes, yeah.
So now Hayes recognises the importance of the situation, quickly gets back off the mark.
He can't take his time, he's got to do it quickly.
The clock edging towards the 30-minute mark over in that far corner, Cornsey, so there can't be a great deal left. Sam Hayes to give the Maggies a bit of life. He does, he pops it through, and the game is just ever so faintly alive.
Just stand aside, mate. How close is too close? Stay 10 metres away from downed power lines.
So
he's done everything. Sam Hayes and Pete Laddams took the ball just forward of centre. Quite a classy bit of manoeuvring to turn onto his left boot and hit Sam Hayes right on the chest, who didn't waste any time. We've got a contest, 2 straight kicks in it. I'm not sure whether there's time, but the crowd aren't sure either.
10-point margin, Laddams this time. Sam Powell Pepper bursting through. The ball in dispute. 2 Glenelg players go for it. They've got to be careful.
Yeah, it came out.
And it's called holding the ball.
You are kidding.
2 Tigers players, Matty Snook and Liam McBean, had hands on it. Correctly paid. Appleton drives the Maggies forward. They need a mark. Sam Hayes goes again. He could lay hands on one. Not paid. Again, clean hands here will be absolute gold. A big pack forms and a ball up is called. That is nearly bang on the 30-minute mark over in the corner. There's
how much time do you want?
A 10-point margin. The Glenelg coaches look like they're doing the numbers. There it is. The Tigers home in an absolute thriller at Glenelg. 10 points to the Bays. They've done it beautifully. They remain undefeated in 2021.
Well, that's how you love it.
They're going to sing the song. We'll get your thoughts in a second, Cornsey.
Sing
along.
And any weather you see.